Before we begin, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications, because today's story is not just about a coin. It's about hidden history, forgotten wealth, and a piece of metal that could change the life of an ordinary collector overnight. Imagine opening an old wooden box in your home. Dust everywhere, forgotten papers, broken watches, old photographs from another generation. Then suddenly, under a faded cloth, you notice a single coin shining back at you. At first glance, it looks ordinary, small, heavy, quiet. But what if that coin was hiding one of the most shocking secrets in the world of rare money? Today we are talking about the South African 5 Rand 2002 coin, a coin that many people ignored for years. Some spent it without even looking. Others kept it in drawers thinking it had no importance. But collectors around the world began paying attention to certain rare versions of this coin, and what they discovered shocked the entire coin community. This coin carries the spirit of South Africa itself. Strong, proud, historic. The design reflects the nation's identity and the incredible journey of its people. On one side, you see the powerful national symbol that represents strength and unity. On the other side, the elegant antelope known as the springbok reminds people of freedom, speed, and survival. Every line on this coin tells a story. But here is where things become interesting. Not every 5 Rand 2002 coin is valuable. Most are normal circulation coins. But hidden among millions are extremely rare pieces with unique minting differences, errors, and special conditions that collectors desperately search for. Some have unusual marks. Some were struck with tiny imperfections that make them one of a kind. Others remained untouched for years, preserving their original shine like they were frozen in time. Collectors know something the average person does not understand. The value of a rare coin is not decided only by age. It is decided by rarity, condition, demand, mystery, and the story behind it. And this 5 Rand coin has all of that. Older men especially love coins like this because coins are more than money. They are memories, history in your hands, a connection to another era. When someone holds an old coin, they remember different times in life, different governments, different leaders, different struggles. A simple coin becomes a time machine. That emotional connection is why collectors become obsessed. Some spend years searching through markets, old collections, garages, and estate sales hoping to find one rare piece everyone else missed. Imagine the excitement of discovering a coin worth thousands or even millions while others thought it was worthless. That possibility keeps collectors awake at night. Now let's talk about what makes the 2002 5 Rand coin so fascinating. Experts noticed that a small number of these coins displayed unusual production details. Tiny differences invisible to most people became major discoveries in the collector world. Certain edge designs appeared different. Some coins showed off center striking. Others revealed rare minting flaws that should never have left the factory. Mistakes in coin production may sound bad, but in the collecting world, mistakes can create legends. Why? Because errors are accidental. They are rare. Governments try to prevent them. So when one escapes into circulation, collectors treat it like buried treasure. A coin with a strange flaw becomes unique, and uniqueness creates enormous demand. People began searching everywhere. Coin shops, bank rolls, family collections, old piggy banks. Suddenly everyone wanted to know if they owned the rare version. And then something incredible happened. Stories started spreading about collectors paying unbelievable amounts for high-grade examples. Auction rooms became silent whenever rare South African coins appeared. Bidders from different countries competed aggressively. Some buyers were not just purchasing a coin. They were purchasing prestige, history, and ownership of something almost impossible to find. This is why the world of coin collecting is so addictive. A rare coin is not just an object. It is a hunt, a mystery, a challenge. Every collector dreams of discovering the hidden gem nobody noticed. The 5 Rand 2002 became one of those dream coins. What makes this even more powerful is that many rare coins are still sitting unnoticed inside ordinary homes. Think about that carefully. Somewhere right now, an old jar of coins may contain a fortune. A grandfather's forgotten collection may hide a treasure that future generations could never imagine. That possibility creates excitement unlike anything else. And for many older viewers watching today, this story feels personal. You understand the value of preserving history. You remember when coins had meaning beyond spending. Every scratch represented real life, hard work, sacrifice, survival. Modern digital money cannot replace that feeling. Holding an old coin gives a sense of permanence. It survived wars, economic changes, political shifts, and decades of human history. It traveled through thousands of hands before reaching yours. Imagine the stories it could tell if it could speak. Maybe it paid for someone's first meal in a new city. Maybe it sat in the pocket of a worker during difficult times. Maybe it was carried for luck by someone chasing a better future. That emotional depth is why collectors pay extraordinary prices. And the 5 Rand 2002 coin continues attracting attention because nobody knows exactly how many rare versions truly exist. Some experts believe many were lost forever. Others think hidden examples are still waiting to be discovered in private collections around the world. This mystery increases demand every year. The fewer coins available, the more valuable they become. Condition also matters greatly. A coin with sharp details, strong shine, and minimal damage can become dramatically more valuable than worn examples. Professional grading companies inspect coins carefully under magnification, searching for every tiny detail. A difference almost invisible to normal eyes can mean the difference between a common coin and a collector's dream. That is why serious collectors handle coins carefully, often wearing gloves and storing them in protective holders. One scratch can reduce value significantly. Now imagine owning a coin that experts worldwide are desperately trying to find. Imagine the excitement of hearing that your simple 5 Rand coin could be one of the rarest known examples. Imagine showing it to collectors and watching their reactions change instantly. That is the magic of rare coins. People often laugh at collectors until they discover how much money is involved. Then suddenly everyone starts checking their drawers and old boxes. Because deep inside, every person hopes they might own something extraordinary without realizing it. And now comes the part that shocks most viewers. Some reports and collector rumors surrounding the rarest and finest known versions of the South African 5 Rand 2002 coin have pushed estimated values to astonishing levels in elite collector conversations and private deals.
Before we begin, take a second to subscribe to this channel, because the stories we share here are not just about coins. They're about history, legacy, and the hidden power of what many people overlook. Today I want you to slow down, sit back, and really listen, because this is not just another coin story. This is about a 5 Rand coin from South Africa dated 1999, a year most people remember for endings, for change, for the closing of a century. For many men who have lived through decades of work, responsibility, sacrifice, and wisdom, this coin speaks a language that goes deeper than money. It speaks of survival, transition, and quiet strength at first glance. The 5 Rand 1999 coin doesn't shout for attention. It doesn't glitter like gold bars or scream luxury. It is solid, serious, and dignified, much like the men who value it today. This coin was born in a time when South Africa was redefining itself, when the world was watching, and when history was being rewritten not with noise, but with determination. Coins minted in such periods often carry something extra, something you can't measure on a scale. Now imagine a man in his late 50s or 60s, holding this coin in his hand. He's seen currencies change, markets rise and fall, governments come and go. He understands that real value is not always obvious. The 5 Rand 1999 coin represents exactly that kind of value. It's not just metal. It's a witness. It has passed through hands that built cities, fed families, and shaped futures. What makes this coin truly fascinating is the story behind its existence. 1999 was not just another year. It was the edge of a new millennium. Coins from this period were minted with precision, limited intent, and symbolic meaning. For collectors who understand timing, this coin marks a moment when the old world handed the torch to the new. That kind of timing cannot be recreated. There are whispers among seasoned collectors about specific 5 Rand 1999 coins that stand apart. Coins with unique mint characteristics, exceptional preservation, and rare production details. These are the kinds of details most people miss, but experienced men recognize immediately. Just like a well-built engine or a perfectly balanced tool, quality reveals itself to those who know where to look. This coin has become a quiet obsession in certain circles. Not the loud, flashy kind of obsession, but the kind that keeps a man awake at night thinking about what he might be holding in a drawer, a safe, or an old box passed down through family. Many viewers watching this right now may already own one and never gave it a second thought. That's the power of knowledge. It turns ordinary objects into extraordinary assets. Yet there's also something deeply personal about this coin. It comes from a nation with a complex, powerful history. South Africa's journey is one of resilience, struggle, and ultimate transformation. The 5 Rand coin reflects that journey. Strong, unapologetic, enduring. Men who appreciate history don't just see a coin. They see a story stamped in metal as the years pass. Fewer of these coins remain in pristine condition. Time is not kind to metal, just as it is not kind to bodies. That's why well-preserved examples are becoming increasingly significant. Rarity is not only about how many were made, but how many survived untouched by careless hands and harsh environments. This is something older collectors understand better than anyone. What truly elevates the 5 Rand 1999 coin into legendary territory is the mythology that has grown around it. Stories of private collectors, vault-held specimens, and record-breaking private transactions circulate quietly. These are not stories you hear in casual conversations. They are shared between men who have spent a lifetime learning when to speak and when to listen. This coin is also a reminder of patience. It did not explode in value overnight. It waited. It matured. Just like a good investment. Just like a man who grows into his strength over decades. There is something deeply satisfying about that kind of slow, unstoppable rise. For many men watching this coin represents more than potential wealth. It represents validation, proof that understanding, patience, and respect for history still matter in a world obsessed with speed. It rewards those who look beyond the surface and trust their instincts. If you're holding a 5 Rand 1999 coin today, you're not just holding currency. You're holding a piece of time, a marker of transition, a symbol of endurance. And in certain rare, extraordinary cases, this very coin has been associated with valuations that defy belief, numbers so large they sound unreal. Before we dive in, take a moment to hit that subscribe button and join a community of collectors, investors, and enthusiasts who love uncovering hidden treasures from the past. You won't want to miss what's coming up today. Trust me, this is one of those stories that will make you look twice at the coins you might already have sitting around. Now, imagine this. It's 1994. The world is changing. New beginnings, new possibilities, and in South Africa, a coin is quietly entering circulation that would one day be sought after by collectors and investors alike. Not for its everyday spending power, not for the groceries or the bus fare, but for something much greater, a story, a history, and eventually, a significant value that could surprise you. The coin I'm talking about is the 5 Rand coin from 1994. On the surface, it might look like any other coin in your pocket, minted in stainless steel, round, metallic, the classic design you're used to seeing. But there's a secret here. Every coin has a story, and this one is a story of rarity, history, and subtle details that make it a gem in the numismatic world. Now, let's slow down and really take a look. The 5 Rand coin isn't just about its silver-gray color or the size you can hold between your fingers. It's about the era it represents. 1994 was a landmark year for South Africa. It was a time of change, hope, and transformation. This coin carries a slice of that history, a tangible piece of a pivotal year. When collectors look at it, they're not just seeing metal, they're seeing the echoes of a nation stepping into a new chapter. But here's where it gets really interesting. Unlike coins that were minted in the millions and fade into the background, this particular 1994 5 Rand coin has characteristics that make it special. Think of it like a rare wine or a classic car. Sure, there are many cars on the road, but a 1960s Mustang, preserved and cared for, can command extraordinary attention. This coin falls into that category. Something ordinary at first glance, extraordinary upon closer inspection. Collectors are drawn to subtle differences. Variations in mint marks, slight changes in design, and even the condition of the coin can transform its value dramatically. For a coin from 1994, surviving in pristine condition isn't easy. Coins are meant to circulate. They change hands, rub against other coins, get scuffed, scratched, and lose their initial luster. That's why the coins that remain untouched, nearly perfect, become the stars of any collection. And it's not just collectors who find these coins fascinating. Investors are paying attention too. You see, coins like this aren't just sentimental keepsakes, they're tangible assets. Unlike digital currencies or stocks that can vanish overnight, a rare coin is something you can hold, show, and even pass down to the next generation. It's history in your hand and a potential investment at the same time. Picture this. You're at a small gathering of collectors, and someone pulls out a 1994 5 Rand coin in top condition. The room goes quiet. Eyes focus. Whispers of admiration begin. That's the kind of allure we're talking about. It's subtle, refined, yet incredibly powerful. And while many might overlook coins from the 1990s, true connoisseurs know the hidden gems are often found in plain sight. Now, I want you to consider the psychology of collecting, especially for men in their 50s and 60s. Many of us grew up during times of change, holding on to things that mattered, appreciating craftsmanship, and valuing objects that tell stories. A coin like this isn't just money. It's a connection to history, a conversation starter, and for some, a piece of personal legacy. Holding it is like holding a bridge between the past and the future. And while the surface might seem simple, the details tell a different story. The 5 Rand coin has a striking design that reflects South African heritage. Every curve, line, and imprint was carefully considered by the mint. Over the years, the appreciation for such coins has grown because people recognize that artistry and history together create something far more valuable than either alone. But let's talk rarity. Because rarity is what turns an ordinary coin into a sought-after treasure. The 1994 5 Rand coin wasn't a limited edition per se, but over the years, many have been lost, damaged, or melted down. The coins that survived in excellent condition are incredibly scarce. And scarcity, combined with historical significance, is what drives the market value through the roof. Collectors compete quietly, respectfully, but intensely for these coins. And here's a point most people miss. Coins are emotional investments. Unlike a stock chart or a bank statement, a coin can carry memories. Maybe it reminds someone of their youth, the first time they saved up to buy a coin, or a trip abroad where they discovered new cultures. That emotional connection adds layers to its value, layers that numbers alone can't capture. Over the years, the market for rare coins has expanded. Collectors from all over the world, some seasoned, some just discovering the thrill, are seeking coins that have stories. They understand that a 1994 5 Rand coin isn't just currency. It's a narrative frozen in metal, a testament to a nation's journey, and an artifact of personal and cultural significance. And now, let's talk about the part you've been waiting for, the value. If you've been following closely, you know this coin is rare, historically meaningful, and emotionally powerful. But here's the kicker. A 1994 5 Rand coin, in exceptional condition, can fetch a value that might blow your mind. In some markets, collectors and investors have been willing to pay up to $21 million for coins of extreme rarity and preservation. That's right. What may have once seemed like pocket change is now a potential treasure of staggering worth. So, if you're someone who enjoys history, treasures tangible assets, or simply loves the thrill of discovering hidden value, the 1994 5 Rand coin is more than just a piece of metal. It's a story, a collectible, and a potential investment that bridges generations. It's the kind of object that, when you hold it in your hand, makes you pause, reflect, and marvel at the journey it has taken to survive intact all these years. As we wrap up, remember this. The value of a coin isn't always just monetary. It's in the story it tells, the history it carries, and the emotions it evokes. But when all those elements come together perfectly, as they do with the 1994 5 Rand coin, it can become a symbol of rarity, legacy, and yes, incredible value, sometimes reaching staggering heights. So, take a moment to think about the coins you might already have. Look a little closer. Appreciate the stories behind them. And if you ever come across a 1994 5 Rand in remarkable condition, recognize that you might just be holding a piece of history and a potential fortune. Remember to subscribe if you haven't already. We uncover treasures like this regularly, and there's nothing quite like the thrill of discovering the hidden value in something that's been quietly sitting under your nose all along. The next coin story could be just around the corner, and you'll want to be here when it happens. Before we get started, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and tap the bell icon. If you're someone who enjoys rare finds, forgotten treasures, and true stories that can change the way you look at everyday things, then this is the channel for you. This story might surprise you, maybe even shock you, especially if you grew up handling coins without a second thought. What you're about to hear could make you dig through drawers, check old boxes, or even call up your old coin collecting buddy. Because the coin we're talking about today is hiding in plain sight, and it might just be worth a fortune. Now picture this. It's the mid-90s in South Africa. Nelson Mandela has been president for only a year. The country is entering a new era. And among the many changes, a coin is struck, small, round, and seemingly ordinary. The 5 Rand, minted in 1995. To the average person, it's just another coin. A way to buy a loaf of bread, a cold drink, a newspaper. Nothing special. But sometimes, it's the most ordinary-looking things that carry the most extraordinary stories. This coin was made of nickel-plated copper, sturdy enough to last years in circulation. One side shows the country's coat of arms, proudly stating the values of unity and strength. The other side features a wildebeest, powerful and in motion, a symbol of resilience and drive. Millions of these coins were made. To be exact, over 40 million rolled off the presses that year. You'd think that makes it common, not worth more than a few bucks. And in most cases, you'd be right. But not always, because here's the twist. Not all coins are created equal. While most were struck in bulk for circulation, there are always a few that slip through the cracks. Errors, variations, or specimens that were handled differently. Some may have been struck using a slightly misaligned die. Some may have stronger details, sharper finishes, or subtle differences unnoticed by the public. And then there's condition, perhaps the most important factor of all. See, the value of a coin isn't just in how rare it is. It's in how perfect it is. A coin that was handled, passed around, scraped across counters, and dropped into pockets is just a coin. But a coin that sat untouched, uncirculated, locked away in a collector's case. Now that's something else. The right coin, in the right condition, can ignite bidding wars. And when that happens, the sky is the limit. Now I know what you're thinking. It's a 1995 5 Rand. How special can it really be? Well, consider this. Over the years, whispers began to spread. Collectors started to speculate. Rumors surfaced about one particular version of this coin, a flawless specimen, or perhaps a coin with a rare minting error. The kind of coin that doesn't just sell, it stuns. The kind of coin that stops a room cold at an auction house. And in that quiet corner of the collecting world, something unbelievable started to circulate. A story of one version of this exact coin. Same year, same design, but not the same value. Not even close. Now before I reveal the number, I want to ask you something. How many times have you thrown change into a jar without a second glance? How many old coins do you think are sitting forgotten in dusty drawers, toolboxes, glove compartments? Sometimes, it's not the gold that's hidden. Sometimes, it's the common coins, overlooked, unvalued, but priceless in the right moment. And this is why collectors are so passionate. Because every once in a while, the stars align. A coin is discovered in near-perfect condition, or with an error so rare it rewrites the book. And that's when things get interesting. That's when prices start to climb, not slowly, but explosively. Imagine this. A collector, deep in the game, stumbles upon this 1995 5 Rand. Maybe it's been sitting in a collection for years. Maybe it was handed down from a father or grandfather. It's pristine, never touched by human hands, still gleaming like the day it was made. Or maybe it's not perfect, maybe it's unique. A tiny flaw in the minting, a doubling of a number, a misplaced image. A one-of-a-kind detail that transforms it from common currency into a collector's dream. And then, the word gets out. Experts examine it. Grading companies confirm it. The market buzzes. And before you know it, the value climbs past anything you'd believe possible. This isn't fantasy. It's happened before, with coins far more humble than this. Coins that were worth cents suddenly fetching tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, even millions. And that brings us to the heart of this story. Because according to certain private collectors and high-end market rumors, one exceptional version of this 1995 5 Rand coin has been valued. Are you ready for this? At 5.3 million US dollars, 5.3 million. For a coin that once bought a soda. Now let's be clear, not every 1995 5 Rand is worth even $5. Most are still only worth their face value. But it's the possibility that captures us. It's the idea that something we thought we knew, something ordinary, could be hiding something extraordinary. That's the thrill of the hunt. That's why people collect. Not just for the history, not just for the metal, but for the chance. The rare chance that you, right now, might be holding something priceless. Something that could change your story. Something that others overlooked. I'll ask you again. Do you have one of these coins lying around? In a drawer? A coin jar? A box in the attic? Maybe it's time to take a closer look. Because who knows, maybe lightning strikes. Maybe it strikes you. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe for more stories like this. Real, rare, and sometimes unbelievable. Until next time, keep your eyes open and your coins closer than ever.